let's go ahead and get seated in a comfortable position. If that's on a block for you, or if that's sitting on a folded up blanket, the edge of it, then know that you can definitely use that, especially if your hips are really tight. You may want to allow the body to rise up a little bit more. And as that body lifts up, it'll allow for those thighs to release. If easy seat is uncomfortable for you this morning, then take butterfly legs. And as your legs come into butterfly, let it be restorative so you can let those toes hang over closer towards the top end of your mat, and then you can wedge pillows or your blocks or whatever feels comfortable. But as you find yourself in this comfortable seated position, whether it's butterfly legs, whether it's easy seat, or even those legs long or knees bent, you'll begin by closing your eyes and taking a full breath in through your nose. Open outside, let that breath go. Few more inhales and exhales here. Making those inhales nice and long. Letting yourself be vocal with the sigh as you let that breath go. Maybe after another 2 cleansing breaths in and out, you can take the tongue, lick the lips, seal them to one another, and then start breathing in and out of the nose. As you begin breathing in through the nostrils and releasing that breath out of the nostrils, you can constrict the back of the throat if it feels good for you this morning to constrict it. And if not, just keep breathing naturally. If you happen to constrict, drag that breath back and forth, making it a little more audible as you inhale and as you exhale, allowing those arms to rest either on the thighs or by your sides, or maybe even creating a small bowl in front of your abdomen, or any type of comfort for you this morning. Rising and lifting through the crown of the head, feel the softness of the shoulders as they relax away from the ears. Taking a moment to scan the body from the crown of the head. Working your way down through your trunk. And then allowing yourself to travel from the trunk through the hips until you reach the very tips of your toes or your little toenails. Maybe even wiggle those fingers or wiggle those toes, and then you start observing in the opposite direction. And you're observing with love, with kindness, with grace for yourself. If anything negative enters the mind, tell yourself, not today. Today, it's about finding peace from within and accepting yourself just as you are. As you finally reach the crown of the head, begin to set an intention for practice this morning. Your intention can be a phrase or that one word: gratitude, grace, generosity, forgiveness, thoughtfulness, kindness, strength, courageous. And these are all things that you can be, or things that you hope to incorporate into your life or into your practice today. Whatever you finally do decide on, you'll take this next breath in, drawing it nice and full, lifting through the crown of the head, feeling your shoulders relax away from your ears. And letting that breath go completely. Return back to that Ujjayi pranayama, or that oceanic breath. And as you take your next breath in, slowly begin to wiggle those fingers. And as you wiggle those fingers, a couple of circles with both the right and the left wrist in each direction. And then when you're ready, you'll inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky, either keeping those eyes closed or fluttering those eyes open, palms will kiss. And as you exhale, you'll bring your hands into prayer and at your heart space. Inhale, pull your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, roll those shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Feel your scapulas come together as you spread the collarbone wide. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, let that right hand rest on your right thigh or right knee. Take that left hand around the ear on the right side, and then gently guide this left ear to the left side. If you'd like to extend the right arm out to the right side, you're more than welcome to do so. If you prefer to keep your hand by your side or even tuck that elbow in towards your body and feel the heaviness through this right shoulder, then that's an option as well. As you expand and open through the side of the neck, those little tender scalenes, make sure you're not being overly aggressive, but that you are surrendering into this position, that you're allowing gravity to drop that shoulder down, that you're finding more gentle movement as you breathe in, that relaxation as you breathe out. And you've got one more inhale here. Let that breath go. Keep your head exactly where it's at, but release that left hand down towards the left side. And as you release that left hand down towards the left side, you'll exhale, drop the chin down towards the center, rotate it over towards that right side. Taking your chin either back down towards that left side or either taking your head in a big circle around the world. Know that you can definitely go there. Typically, my neck is a little more tender, so if you happen to be like me, where you have cervical issues, going around that full circle may not be the best for you, so decide which is best. Once you're through, you'll exhale, drop that chin down towards your chest, bring both that right and the left hand towards center, and then we'll inhale, sweep those arms up, neutralize that gaze, exhale, pull the elbows down, knit your ribs together, collarbone is nice and wide, big giant smile, inhale, the arms go up, exhale, release that left hand down on that left side, take that right hand around your left ear, and then taking your ear over towards this right side. Again, any movement with this left arm is acceptable. Maybe tucking the elbow in closer towards the rib cage, pulling the shoulder up, back and down, whatever feels best for you. And if at any point your legs are getting uncomfortable, know that you can decide if you need to switch it out. But I'll give you that option in a minute as well if you happen to be in easy seat and not in this butterfly position. You're taking 3 more big inhales here, feeling that weight surrendering, feeling the shoulder get heavier, filling those lungs up with this oxygen, our life force. Final breath in, and that big giant release out. Keeping your ear to the right side, let that right hand release down to the edge of the mat. And as you exhale, take your chin down towards the chest, trace it over towards that left side a couple of times. And if you feel like you want to bring your arms forward, you can definitely slide those hands to the shin bone. If you prefer to take your head in that big giant circle, spin it around in one direction. If you switched it out on that opposite side, you can definitely switch it out on this side. Whatever you're doing, just make sure it's comforting for you. And then when you finally decide you're through, exhale the chin down towards the chest, and then inhale, extend and sweep those arms up, gazing neutrally or up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, extend those arms up. Exhale, bring both the right and the left hand forward. Take your right hand, point your fingers down, take the tip up or the back of the hand with that left hand and pointing the fingers down, give a little stretch to your wrist. Maybe bring those fingers towards the wrist or the fingers towards the thumb or open them nice and wide. Another inhale here. And that exhale here, and then inhale, release, palm points towards the camera. Take your hand and allow yourself to stretch the wrist or that forearm as you bring your left hand in front so that you can guide those fingers further back. Big belly breath in, big belly breath out. Gently releasing, allow yourself to make a few circles with that right wrist, and then take the left hand, fingertips down, right hand to the back of your left hand, releasing that wrist. Breathing in, relaxing this left shoulder down, breathing out. When you're ready, releasing, flipping that palm so that you're about to high five somebody or giving somebody a little clap. And then let your right hand press into the fingers. Feel that engagement, feel that stretch, draw that breath in. Let that breath go. Releasing, a couple of circles with that left wrist when you're ready, and then maybe begin to rotate that right wrist as well. As you take your next breath in, those arms lift up, and as you exhale, your elbow heads pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, right hand towards that right side. Extend the left fingertips over towards that right edge. If you're in easy seat, we're about to switch in just a moment, so just bear with me. And if you're in eagle legs, really let those thighs relax. On our next inhale, we'll lift both arms back up towards the sky and we'll exhale, pull the elbow heads down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, left hand to that left edge. Extend the fingertips as far over as your body permits without compromising your neck or your shoulders or even this right hip. One more breath in. And that release out, and then inhale, both arms reach up. As you exhale, lower your right hand to the mat or right hand to that shin bone. Left hand comes down to the mat. As you exhale, fold the heart over. As we fold the heart over, inhale, pull your shoulders if you'd like up towards your ears. And as you exhale, relax them away. If you're in butterfly position and you need to slide those blocks out from underneath, slide them out and then allow yourself to grip around the toes or the blade of your little pinky toes instead. Another inhale here and that exhale here. On your breath and your time, we'll inhale, begin to lift and rise up. Those hands come to our shin bones. We'll take that spine back as we cat it back. And then we'll inhale, lift that heart forward for a simulated cow-like pose. Exhale, dome that spine, cat it back, press the vertebrae out. Inhale, lift the heart forward, slide the elbow heads back. One more. Exhale, take it back. And inhale, bring it forward. And then neutralize the spine. If you happen to be in easy seat, go ahead and switch the direction you have your legs crossed. If you're in butterfly and you want to stay there. Or if perhaps you prefer to come into easy seat now you absolutely can. As we take our next breath in, we'll sweep those arms up towards the sky. We'll exhale, pull the elbow heads down. Inhale, lift the arms back up. Exhale, twist open towards that right side. Your right fingertips can rest behind you or even on that right hip if you're a little tight and tender through the waist. Let that left hand anchor anywhere along the thigh to the kneecap. A full belly breath in. Pull that right scapula back so that you can open up through the collarbone. Let that breath go, looking over that right shoulder. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. As you take your next breath in, circle sweep those arms back up towards the center, and then exhale once more, pull the elbow heads down. Inhale, those arms reach up, and we'll exhale, twist open towards our left side, adjusting our body, finding that soft twist, that small ringing of the abdomen, engaging those ribs. Full belly breath in here. Fingertips press into the ground or rest at that left hip. And then exhale, letting that breath go, looking over the shoulder. One more inhale here. Let that breath go. And then inhale, we'll come back to center, extend our arms up towards the sky. Interlace your fingers above your head. And as you do this, bend your elbows out to the left and to the right. Your hands are going to rest on the back of your head. You're gently tilting those elbows forward and then dropping the chin towards your chest as you let that breath go. I like to trace little figure eights in one direction with my elbows, releasing my neck. But if that's too intense for you, just let the weight of gravity and the hands behind the head give a little length for the neck. Breath in through the nose, a soft tuck of the chin towards the chest. And let that breath go. One more big giant breath in. Big release out. On our next inhale, open those elbows out, release some of the pressure from the head and allow the head to neutralize. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, your hands stay in prayer and they come down to your heart space. Now create a little fist once more. Open those elbows out. Bring your hands underneath your chin. Draw a breath in and tilt the chin up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the elbow heads down. Neutralize your gaze. Inhale, elbows out to the sides. If you can, tilt the chin up. Exhale, release, tilt the chin down, pull the elbows in. You've got two more, that's it. We're just opening up the neck in all directions, clearing our throat chakra as well. Exhale, bringing it down. Last one. If this is too much for you, just let your elbows go out without tilting your chin up or back. Exhale, you bring it down. On your next breath in, those hands release down to the sides. You'll circle sweep them back up towards the sky. And then exhale, left hand comes down, right hand reaches forward. And once more, you'll bow the body down. As we bow that body down, draw a full breath in through your nose. If you're in butterfly, hold on to the blades of your feet if you'd like. If you're in easy seat, remain just as you are. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. On our next breath in, our palms press into the mat as we begin to lift the body up. slide your hands towards your shin bones. As the hands come towards the shin bones, we'll exhale, simulate a cat-cow pose. So exhale, take the body back. Inhale, bring the heart forward, sending the gaze up. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, bringing it forward. And last time, we'll exhale, take it back. And then we'll inhale, bring that heart forward. Neutralize the spine whenever you're ready. Hands can come into prayer. Close our eyes once more. Revisit your intention. Maybe just scan the body momentarily. Give gratitude for who you are and where you are. And then when you're ready, open those eyes. Release your hands down to your sides. And then we'll come on to all fours. Move anything that might be in your way. And if today those knees are tender, they're achy for whatever reason, take that blanket, place that blanket down on the mat so that your kneecaps can rest on it. Wiggle those hips once you're there, side to side, noticing what's going on with the lower portion of the body now that we've been working on our neck and our shoulders. Breathe in completely. Breathe out completely. Coming back to center, we'll allow our knees to go to the edges of the mat, big toes together as we sink the hips into that child's pose. As you come into child's pose, do your best not to force the body into any particular position, but surrender your body to receive and to accept where you're going. As you bow your chest down, extend the fingertips if it's comfortable for your neck and for your shoulders towards the top of the mat. Let that space between your eyebrows, that third eye, release to the mat, or maybe let yourself place a block so that your head can rest on that block. And then if you'd like, massaging the space, right side to left side or temple to temple. It's got that little pressure point there. It helps to release tension. It's a little self-soother. Just like a child in a cradle or a crib, they might self-soothe. We're capable of doing the same thing. Take a full breath in where you're at. Let that breath go completely. And then inhale, finding stillness if you're still moving. If you're in stillness, breathe in through the nose and let that breath go. As you take your next breath in, start to press the palms into the mat. Lift your head off the block or off that mat. Remove what might be in your way, bringing the palms down to the ground. Stacking on all fours, we'll curl those toes under as our knees align neutrally. And we'll exhale, shift the weight of the body back. As we shift the weight of the body back, we're stretching the bottom of our feet. If you went too far back, just slide your hands closer towards those kneecaps. On an exhale, you can roll your little toes out to the edges, giving a little more length or a little more stretch in the bottom of the foot and those toes. Inhale, come back to center. You can root through the big toes if that feels good. You can even tilt your chin up if that feels good on the neck. And then as you exhale, you can dome that spine, roll the little pinky toes out, take your chin towards your chest if you'd like. So we're taking like simulated cat-cows here as well. So inhale, anchor through the big toes, maybe look forward. You can sit the hips back even though you're looking forward. Exhale, last time we're going to roll our toes out and dome our spine. Just keep in mind that you don't want to be too aggressive with yourself. So be cautious and be mindful. Inhale, roll the big toes back in towards midline. Take that chin and chest up. Keep the hips anchored towards the heels or somewhere towards that area. And then on your next breath in, slide the weight of the body forward. Paw your hands towards the top if you need to. Lift your feet off the mat and take a few circles with those ankles in each direction. And then place the tops of the feet onto the mat. Send the weight of the body back, and we're taking 3 roller coaster cat-cows on your breath and your time. Elbows bend, shoulders pull back. We dip the heart forward. We start to lift that chest up. On our exhale, we'll press the palms into the mat, dome our spine, take our time as we send the weight of the body back. We have 2 more. So if you could slow it down today, really slow it down with your breath. We have plenty of time to rush through the day. This is the one time or the 60 minutes that we can say, you know what? I'm taking my time. Nobody's here to rush me. Dome that spine, taking it back. On your next breath in, neutralize the body. And as we neutralize the body, those knees will come together. As the knees come together, walk that right hand a little closer towards center. As that right hand comes towards center, you'll inhale, extend, and lift that left arm up towards the sky. As that left arm reaches up towards the sky, exhale, thread that hand between the thigh and the arm, dropping the left ear down to the mat. As that left ear comes down to the mat, reach and extend your left fingertips as far towards this right side as possible. Keep your hip elevated. Keep reaching and extending through the crown of the head. I like to cross my legs here, so if that's an option for you because it finds stability for your body, or you can gently push the left hip towards the left side, then you can go that route. If you prefer the arm bind, you can extend that right arm up, bend the elbow, back of the hand can come to the small of the back, or even around towards your left hip. If that's too aggressive, then release it and bring it back down to the mat where it's close to your gaze. An alternative variation is kickstanding your right leg out towards that right side. When you do that, you naturally start to push into the blade of that right foot. You're resting the weight into the shoulder, releasing the neck even a little more. Take a full belly breath in. Let that breath go. 2 more, breath in and breath out. Last one, breathe it in and let it go. If your arm is bound or to the top of the mat, slide that right palm back down towards the breastbone. Bring that right leg back in. If it was down, lift the ear off the mat and then inhale, reach that left arm up. A few circles with this left shoulder to bring blood flow and mobility into our shoulder girdle. And now we'll switch it out. Bringing that left hand somewhere towards center. Inhale, that right arm goes up, and it doesn't have to go directly up. It can just be a letter T. When you're ready, exhale, thread that needle, dropping that right ear down to the mat, making all those soft adjustments for your body. Again, no rush, take your time. It may be that you need to set up the low back first, and then it may be that you want to reach the fingertips towards this left side, and then maybe a kickstand leg if that's where it feels good, or keeping that leg in, crossing the ankles. Either that left arm can go up towards the sky and around towards the back, or you can even bring it towards the top of the mat or leave it right by you. Whatever you're doing, breathe in, lift the hips up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. 2 more. Inhale through your nose here. Let that breath go. And last one. Make this inhale nice and long. And let that exhale be super long as well. If your arm is bound, bring that hand back down to your gaze. If your leg is extended out, release that leg back in. Press into that left palm. Inhale. Take that right arm up and out. A couple of circles with this right shoulder in one direction and then the opposite. And then bringing that palm down. As we bring that palm down, we'll wiggle our hips once more, right side to left side. Curling the toes under. Inhale, we'll take a cow pose, releasing or retracting the shoulder blades down, tilting the hip and the pelvic floor up. As we exhale, dome your spine, cat it up, press the earth away. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to cat it back. Keep those ribs tight if you can. And last one, inhale, cow pose. And exhale to cat it back up. On our next breath in, we'll neutralize the spine. And as we neutralize the spine, curl those toes under, send the weight of the body back, lift the kneecaps off the earth, and we'll exhale, tilt those hips up. If your blanket is in the way, just move it to the side. Plant those palms down, march or paddle your feet out, bend that right one, straighten the left. And if this is too much for you, then stay on hands and knees and wiggle the hips right side to left side instead. Wherever you are, draw a breath in and find stillness, either in that tabletop or in that downward facing dog. Hollow out your armpits, drawing that full breath in, letting that breath go. If you're on all fours, lift those knees up, tilt the hips up, and then inhale. We'll all lift the knees or lift the heels, bend those knees, looking forward, walking and stepping our feet, either in between our thumbs or letting our hands meet us somewhere in the middle of the mat. Exhale as we fold forward. Inhale as we lift it up halfway, pulling the shoulders back, drawing that navel in towards our body. Exhale, lowering the frame back down. Separate your feet wider than hip width distance. Press through the edges of your little toes. Grab those elbows for ragdoll and bend your knees as generous as your body needs. So if those hammies are really tight today, keep those knees generously bent. Maybe even take that stance wider so that you can dive in deeper. As you allow yourself to dive in deeper, maybe there's a little pulse or a bouncing of the hips going down and up until you're able to straighten those legs a little more. Take one more inhale wherever you are. Let that breath go. Returning back to center, the fingertips release to the mat. We'll heel toe our feet back towards one another, a soft bend of those knees, and inhale, reverse and rise. Drag those arms to the sides, up to the sky, that full belly breath in, palms kiss over our head, and then we'll exhale, bring those hands into prayer and at our heart space. Inhale, pull your shoulders up. Exhale, roll those shoulders down. Inhale, circle, sweep your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, let yourself take a little heart opener here. Lift those arms back up on that inhale. Exhale, fold the hands down towards the ground. Leave your right foot at the top. Maybe take 2 blocks, place your palms on those blocks. Step back with your left foot. As you step back with that left foot, you can bring that blanket down to the mat so that you can release that left knee down. As you bring that left knee down, slide those blocks a little closer. Inhale, lift your heart up. As you lift that heart up, we'll sweep those arms up towards the sky, taking our time. Again, we're slowing it down today. Exhale, pull your elbow heads down. Inhale, extend and lift those arms up. Exhale, the hands are coming down to frame this front foot. I want you to walk your left knee back a little bit more. Keep this right knee at a 90-degree angle and then start to lean the body into this thigh. As you lean the body into this thigh, you're going to feel a little bit of a pinch right at that hip joint, and that's intentional. Keep the sole of that right foot down, either hands on the mat, hands on your blocks. If those blocks are too low, make them higher. If you happen to be near a wall or your couch or a chair, you can absolutely grip onto that or even a small table. Not only are we gaining this opening through our right hip, but we're feeling this left hip flexor give. And I know I'm chit-chatting quite a bit, and that's to keep your mind off of what's occurring as you gently release. We've got 3 more inhales here. Not quite a yin class, obviously. Those poses are held much longer, but this does allow the body to release naturally as well. Last breath in. Last breath out. On our next breath in, we start to send the weight of the body back, straightening that front leg. Blocks come with you. As those blocks come with you, you'll exhale, bow the chest down. Some of us like a little bit more, or maybe it feels like a little bit more, but it could be a little less. So you can also walk those blocks by your hips and then rest your glutes on this left heel if you prefer. Then the elbows can drop down to the blocks if you'd like. Point or flex the toe. If you have that strap there, you can always take that strap around the sole of your right foot and gently guide the toes towards you or towards that kneecap. Some people feel this a little more. Others prefer to stay hips elevated, and that's 100% at your discretion. I like both. It just depends on where I'm at. So it's the same thing for you. Honor yourself today. Big breath in here. Big breath out. As we open up through the hamstring and our hips, it does help to release that low spine. And as we release the neck and the shoulders, that also gives way to that low back. So if it's tender, do yourself this favor and breathe fully here. Surrender yourself to where you're at versus fighting the body. Last 2 inhales here. Letting that breath go. Only when you're ready, if you happen to have your hips to the back, press those palms into the mat or into your blocks so that you can lift the body back up, bringing the sole of your right foot down, tuck the left toes under, lift that left knee up off the ground and breathe in, looking forward. As you breathe in, straighten that front leg. And as you straighten that front leg, bend that back knee, send the weight of the body back and forth. So it's almost like you're kaleidoscoping or some variation. So that left knee bends, the right leg goes straight, the hips shift back, and then you can bend that right knee, press through that left heel. 2 more times, straighten your right leg, bend the left knee, work the weight of the body back. Inhale, bend that right knee, straighten that left leg. Last time, straighten right leg, bend the left knee, dip it down. And then inhale, bend that right knee. And as you bend that right knee, move those blocks out of your way, plant those palms down. Take your time as you slide this right foot back. You can also drop down to the knee and slide that leg back. As you either drop down to the ground on the knees or come into that downward facing dog, you'll march or paddle your feet out once more. Breath in through the nose, breath out of the nose. On our next inhale, we'll lift the heels up high, bend those knees once more, either walking your hands towards your feet or vice versa, your choice, or maybe even halfway. Exhale where you are as you fold forward. Inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale, release and lower down. Separate your feet hip width distance apart. Pull out your peace fingers if you'd like, or take ragdoll once more. If you pulled out the peace fingers, grab your big toes, bend those knees, pull your elbows out to the left and to the right as you drop your head down. Let it dangle, rock side to side. Say a yes, say a no. Let any tension be poured out. Imagine your crown of the head being this trap door that you can open up, and all those things that no longer serve your greater purpose, your mission, your vision, let them go. Allow yourself to invite what is necessary for your well-being. Breathe in through the nose here, breathe out of the nose here. Slowly releasing the fingers from the big toes or from ragdoll. Walk your feet back towards one another. A soft bend of those knees, and then we'll inhale, reverse and rise. Circle sweep those arms to the sides, up to the sky, a full breath in. Exhale, we'll pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, we'll extend and reach those arms up, and then we'll exhale, forward fold. Lower those palms down to the mat. If you have those blocks, keep those blocks handy. You allow those knees to bend. Palms are either on the mat or on the block. Step back with that right foot. As you step back with that right foot, drop your right knee down to the mat with or without that blanket to cushion it. Take a breath in. Fingertips stay on the ground or on those blocks looking forward. When it feels all right for you, slide the weight neutrally. Extend those arms up towards the ceiling. We'll exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. And then we'll inhale, lift those arms back up. Exhale, lower the hands down to your blocks or the ground. Breathe in through the nose. Slowly begin to hug this left thigh closer towards the rib cage. Send the weight of the body forward so that you can release the hip flexor on this right side. Try to relax those glutes. Try to let gravity do some of the work for you. Soft shoulders so that you're not creating any tension in the neck or the shoulders. Don't allow this left knee to go too far out towards the left side because it could misalign the body, and we definitely want to protect ourselves at all times. Close those eyes. You've got about 4 more inhales here. Surrender yourself, surrender where you're at. Last breath in. And that last breath out. As you take your next breath in, start to lift the chest up, hands on or off those blocks. Start to let the weight of the body go back, straightening through your front left leg. Adjust and make this right knee comfortable. Breathing in through the nose, you'll exhale, either fold with the hips elevated down towards this left leg, or if you prefer, walk those blocks so that they're close to your body so that you can release the hip down on this right heel. And then from there, if you want the strap, or if you have a blanket that you prefer to hook, take that blanket, take that strap, and let yourself pull. So it may look something like this. It does not have to be a perfect shape, a perfect belt. It's just what feels right for you. If you happen to have those books or that block and you want to anchor the elbows on them because you have that towel, blanket, or strap around the foot, that's perfect too. You've got 3 more inhales here. Letting that breath go. You've got 1 final inhale here. Letting that breath go. If you have that strap around your foot, gently release it. If your hips are towards the back end of the mat, bring those palms by your side, on or off your blocks. Start to lift your body up, rebending that front left knee, sole of that left foot down. Once you're there, curl your right toes, lift that right knee off the mat. And from here, looking forward. As you look forward, slowly begin to straighten that front left leg, bend that left knee, shift the weight of the body back. Do that back and forth. So bend the knee into that low lunge. Switch it out like you were sitting or had that knee down to the mat. 2 more. You've got it. Beautiful job, everyone. Last one. Bend that front knee. Straighten that left leg, bend that right knee, sending the hips back, and then neutralize. As you neutralize, remove your blocks from the hands, place the palms down on the mat, slide this left foot back to meet the right as you tilt up for downward facing dog, or you're on hands and knees. Paddle your feet out, bending that right knee, straightening the left, back and forth. On our next breath in, we'll lift the heels, roll the vertebrae forward, and as we roll that vertebrae forward, allow yourself to release the knees to the mat, and exhale, brush the body with those elbows as you lower your chest down. Once you lower your chest down, take your hands out beyond the mat, take your legs out a little bit wider, relax those glutes just momentarily, and then inhale, lift your chest up. As you lift that chest up, it might be half an inch, it may even be just 1 centimeter. It does not really matter as long as you feel good. One more inhale here, looking forward, and then exhale, release the belly back down. Inhale, we'll lift back up. This time we're going to take our right shoulder to the center of the mat, pull the scapula back, look to the left side. Take another breath here. Let that breath go. Then inhale, coming back to center. We'll switch it out. That left shoulder releases to the middle. We'll look over towards our right side. Let that scapula once more pull back so that you can find that relief through the erectors. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of the nose. Then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your belly down to the mat. Bring your hands in front of you, stacking those palms right on left, left on right, your choice. Chin either down on those stacked palms or the forehead. Bend those knees, windshield wiper your legs from right side to left side. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. And one more inhale. Letting that breath go. When you're ready, legs go nice and long. Those thighs start to walk towards one another. Your hands rest to your sides. As the hands rest to your sides, you're just allowing the forehead to lay on the ground. On an inhale, palms point up. Begin to pull the ribs in, lifting the chin, the forehead off the mat for a little locust. Hands lift off the mat. A breath in here. A breath out here. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Take your left ear down to the mat, your hands to your sides. Bend those knees as you sway them right side to left side. Come back to center, legs go long, chin, forehead or nose are back down on the mat, hands to our sides. We'll inhale, lift the chin, lift the head, pull the shoulders back. Now, if you want to, float your hands and float your feet off the mat. A little locust pose here. It's as high as you can lift without compromising your breath. You've got one more inhale here. And then our exhale, we'll release that right ear down to the mat. Our hands rest where they're comfortable, and we can swing those legs if it feels good on our low spine. Returning back to center, your chin or your nose or your forehead are down to the mat. Those thighs walk back towards one another. Palms to our sides, elbows tuck in. Inhale, on our knees for tabletop, to walking those knees where they're stacked, wiggling the hips right side to left side. Take a full belly breath in here. Let that breath go. Bring your big toes together, send the hips back, bow that chest down for a little child's pose. Draw a full inhale here. Big release out here. Another big breath in, letting that breath go. As we take our next breath in, we'll begin to lift our head up. As we lift our head up, palms come close to us. Our knees are coming together so that we can work our way into hare pose. So we can release the neck by coming into that hare pose. In hare pose, there's two different things you can do. One, some people like to tuck their toes, sliding the hips back. Some people prefer the tops of the feet and their hips to the back. It's whatever feels comfortable for you. Your palms come a little closer towards your body. You tuck the chin towards your chest. So imagine that cow pose. Now I like to lift my hips up, place the crown of my head down on the ground. As I place the crown of my head down, I can slowly begin to walk my knees towards my face. That's why some people like their toes tucked. Others prefer tops of the feet onto the mat. If this is okay for you, you can take your right hand, reach that right ankle. If you can take that left hand, grab that left heel or ankle. It's up to you, or even wrap the hands around the hamstring. I prefer around the heels because that allows me a little more length in my neck. Lift the hips up. As you lift the hips up, you're pressing out of the back. A full belly breath in here. A full belly breath out. You're releasing that low spine and the neck as well. One more big inhale here. Big exhale here. If your hands are around those heels, release them towards the top. They're by your ears. Press the palms into the mat so that you can lift your head up. Tops of your feet rest on the mat. Sit the hips towards the heels. Keep that chin towards your chest. And then on your breath in, rest the weight of the body on those heels. And as you rest the weight of the body on those heels, neutralize your gaze and then circle sweep those arms up. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, slide that right hand to the right edge. Slide your left hip to that left side as you side body bend. One breath here. One breath out. Inhale, you come back to center. Those arms reach up. Exhale, you'll switch it out. Left hand down, slide the hips over towards that right side. Extend the right fingertips to the left side. You can also stay elevated if you prefer. Inhale, we'll come back to center. Exhale, twist open towards that right side. Your right hand can be on your hip as that left hand stays on this right side. A breath in and a breath out. If anybody is in the mood to take a little hip flexor opener, rest that right hand down to the mat. Lean your body back. As you lean your body back, you can extend that left arm up. This may be where you stop, or if you'd like, lift the hips off the ground. One inhale here. And then that exhale brings you down. You can also place that palm on a block if you prefer. Inhale, hands come back to center. Exhale, twist it. Hand on the hip or behind you. If you're wondering what it looks like with a block, the block would just be to the back of the mat. Your hand would rest on it. Your fingers point slightly towards the side, leaning back. Then inhale, that right thumb goes up, and this allows you to lift the hips up. Take a breath in, hip flexors are engaged. And then exhale, you release and sit it down. Inhale, circle sweep your arms back up towards the sky. And then exhale, release the hands down for that tabletop position. Wiggle the hips side to side, lift your feet if you need to get a little bit of mobility. And then drop the hips to one direction, slide those legs forward. As we slide those legs forward, if you have that strap that I asked you to have handy earlier, you're gonna grab it now. Let your back come down to the mat, tuck those knees in towards your chest. Let your hands rest on those kneecaps or maybe even on the sides of your thighs. Massage that low spine as you wiggle those knees in one direction. And then switch that wiggling in the opposite direction of those circles. Massaging the low back or those small points as you move in big circles or little circles. Come back to center, lowering the soles of your feet down. Grab that strap. You're going to inhale, extend that right leg up. Take the strap around the ball of that right foot and hang on to the straps as you slide your hands down. If you have the strap around the arch of your foot, kind of could damage some of the tendons there. So try to slide it closer towards the ball of the foot without squishing your little pinky toe. If this feels good for you, stay here. Sometimes I actually like to lift my hips up, let my body rest on the strap so that I don't even have to hang on to it. But that's 100% up to you. You might need to loop it if that's the case. Some people like to really feel the intensity of the hamstring, so they work the toe towards the head and hang on to the strap. If you'd like to extend your left leg forward, extend that left leg forward. There's many variations. Choose the variation that suits your needs and your body's needs in this moment. Full breath in here. Heel can hover or heel can anchor into the mat. Full breath out. You've got 2 more inhales here. Last belly breath in. And that belly breath out. If that strap is underneath your body and it's still comfortable, that's fine. Hang on to that strap with your right hand. Slide the strap over towards the left side if you need to, just for additional support. And then open this right leg over towards the right side of the room. Turn or spin the hip out. So it's that external rotation. So if you're internally rotated, it's going to be difficult and very tight. But if you'll spin and open up, you may be able to extend this right leg a little further towards the right side. And the goal is not for the leg to be down on the ground. It's for you to feel that inner thigh release. So it could vary from side to side and obviously from individual to individual. If you need something to support the leg, you can always create a little support for the leg by placing your blankets, or maybe you have your wall handy, and resting that right leg over towards that right side. If your left leg feels wonky, you can always bend the knee if you need. Soften those glutes. Breath in, breath out. You've got 2 more inhales here. And that last big breath in, and letting that breath go. As you draw your next inhale, take your time as you guide this right leg back to a neutral position. As it comes back into a neutral position, hold onto the strap with your left hand, send the strap, extra strap length to the right side, and then exhale. Start to stack on that left side, letting your left foot come over towards the right foot, come over towards that left edge. You can even curl that left knee if you need to. You can anchor this right foot on the wall, on your couch, on blocks, whatever feels right for you. We've got 3 last inhales here. One last big belly breath in here. Sigh that breath out. Come back to your oceanic breath, looking back up towards the ceiling. If you were looking to the right side, bring this right leg up. As that right leg goes up, open the strap up nice and wide. Bring that left knee in. Step that left foot into the strap. Allow the feet to be about hip width distance apart, maybe 2 fists apart. And then you can hang on to the strap where it feels best for you as they rest or it anchors on the ball of your feet. Try to keep the tailbone down on the mat. A breath into the nose here, and a breath out of the nose here. Slowing it all down. One more inhale, letting that breath go. Then when you're ready, release the strap, pull those knees in towards your heart. Give yourself the opportunity to hug the body, maybe even lifting the head off the mat and rocking from side to side. Notice what's going on now with your low back and the hips. Do they feel a little bit more released, a little more open? Do you have some fluidity? Come back to center, lower the sole of your right foot down, lift that left leg up, take your strap around the ball of the foot. You know the drill from here. So when you're ready, hanging onto your strap or placing that strap around the waist, extend this left leg up towards the sky, or maybe allow it to be closer towards the bottom end of your mat. Right leg can come up to the top of the mat, heel can hover, toes can be flexed or pointed. Relax this right glute, or maybe squeeze it and then let it go. That might allow you a little bit more relief. Bring some awareness to your low belly. And what I mean by that awareness in your low belly, how is the breath fluctuating? Are you able to expand the abdomen as you breathe in? Are you locking the belly? What's going on? Neither is incorrect. It's just an observation you're making. Last 2 inhales here. As you release that last breath, bring the strap together. Hold onto the strap with your left hand. The long extension can go over to the right, and then you'll gently begin to spin and spiral your left leg out towards that left side. Remember, it's an external rotation. So if you've turned the knee towards the right side or the toes to the right side, that's internal rotation. We're actually spinning it, almost like if you were to stomp a bug on the ground, you would twist your foot or the ball of the foot back and forth. Think of it going out towards that left side. Again, use the wall as your friend. Use the side or the edge of your couch or even those props. If you find that your right hip is lifting up, you may have gone too far. So you might need to slide the left leg closer towards the end of the mat, the bottom end, versus forcing the toes closer towards your head or even the top end of your mat. You've got 3 more inhales right where you're at, utilizing the breath to release. Finalize that last exhale, and then on that top inhale, drag or bring your left leg back to center. Switch the grip on the strap, breath in, and then we'll exhale. Stack on that right side, bring this left leg over. Only bring it over as much as your body allows. If you had those little blocks already there, it might be comfortable for you to rest your leg there. Both right and left scapula or back are on the mat, shoulder blades, and then you can either look directly up towards the ceiling, or if your neck feels good now at this point, you can begin to look over towards that left side. You can also curl or bend this right knee if you need to. If you have some kind of bursitis in your hip or your IT band is extremely tight, and you'll know it the second you roll over on that hip and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe you can breathe through it, or maybe you need to place something cushiony or soft so that it can support and anchor you versus creating discomfort. Last two inhales with your left leg to this right side. As you finalize that exhale, on the next breath in, we can drag this left leg back up towards center. Spread the strap apart once more. Step your right foot in. Maybe this time take it out a little wider. So instead of having those legs hip width distance apart, take it out a little bit wider. As you take it out a little bit wider, drop the tailbone down. As we drop that tailbone down, you're welcome to lift your head up. And as you lift your head up, I want you to gently tuck the chin towards the back. Lift the chin up like a turtle, and then like a turtle, pull it back in. Last time, lift the chin forward, head up, pull the chin in, and then release your head down. Slide the strap or slide your feet back together, step out of the strap, bend those knees, hold on to those knees, rock side to side. As you rock side to side, releasing that low spine, soles of the feet come down to the mat. Inhale, both right and left leg go to the top as we take that big morning stretch with an arch in the spine. On our exhale, we'll release our hands down to our sides. As we release our hands down to our sides, bend those knees. And as we bend those knees, you can take a supportive or a restorative bridge, or if you prefer, traditional bridge. If it's restorative, take your block, lift the hips, slide that block underneath, and then just let your back rest on it comfortably. If you need it higher, let that block come to the second level. If you prefer no block, lift the hips, interlace the hands if you'd like, or guide those glutes up. Breath in, breath out. You've got one more inhale here and that exhale here. When you're ready, inhale, slide those arms out. Exhale, bring the back down. If you're in that supported bridge, just slide the block out, windshield wiper those legs right side to left side. We're going to set up for one more bridge. Palms down to your sides with or without that block. Inhale, press through your feet, press through the palms, lift the hips up. Slide the shoulders in if you'd like. Interlace your hands if it feels good. There should be quite a bit of length from your chin and your chest, just from the releasing of the neck. One more inhale, maybe float the heels off the mat on this breath in. And then on that exhale, you can slide your arms out, lower the back down to the mat. Slide the block out if it's underneath the body. Windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Working your way back to center, heel toe your feet back towards one another. On that breath in, lift that right leg up, cross that right ankle over that left quad. We'll take figure 4 as we thread our needle. And as we thread that needle, flexing your right foot. Breathe in through the nose here. And breathe out. You only have another inhale here. And that exhale here. Letting go when you're ready. Extend that right leg up towards the sky. Ankle circles until you're able to bend that knee back. Extend that left leg up, cross that left ankle over, relax the thigh down, lift the sole of your foot up, thread the needle, interlace, and bind when you're ready. Continue your breath work, revisit your intention. Tune into the sound of your breath. Last inhale here. Letting that breath go. Releasing the bind, extending that left leg up towards the sky, a couple of ankle circles, and then bend that left knee, sole of the foot goes down. Tuck the knees into the chest as those knees tuck into your chest, cactus or to your arms out. Breath in, and then exhale, supine twist. Drop those knees over towards that right side. If you want to extend the legs long, you can. If you prefer to keep those heels curled and soft to the body, that's fine. If you find that one thigh is off the ground, wedge a block, wedge a blanket so that you can have more support of your own frame. Breathe in through the nose here. Breathe out of the nose. One more inhale. And let that breath go. As you take your next breath in, you'll come back to center. You can give yourself a hug, and then we'll exhale. Drop those knees to the opposite side. With or without your block. Keep those shoulders anchored into the ground. Final breath in through the nose here. Letting that breath go. Inhale, gaze towards your ceiling. Bring those knees in towards the body. Give yourself a little hug and maybe then even a little happy baby as we begin to finalize our practice. For some of you, you like happy baby to maybe butterfly feet. Some of you like to extend those legs up towards the ceiling, holding on to the blades of the feet or maybe even behind the hamstrings, your choice. If you'd like to take a restorative variation of shoulder stand, let go of those legs. They go up towards the sky. Hands come anywhere from the hamstrings or from the back of the thighs, somewhere along the calf, and you start to pull those legs towards you. You can even wrap the arms around you. It might be that they come really close. It might be that it's just a tiny bit. This is great for release from the back. Your legs might get quivery, and if that's the case, bend those knees a tiny bit. If you're still in happy baby, take a full breath in. Let that breath go, and then we're all going to go ahead and release. As we release, knees curl in towards our heart, and then we'll inhale, extend those legs, taking that big morning breath. And then exhale, slide your hands down to your sides, finalizing our practice. If you'd like to have legs up the wall, take that. If you prefer your arms just as they are and your body where it's at, let it all go. Draw a full breath in through your nose this morning. And then open mouth sigh. Send that breath out. Begin to breathe natural. Cover the body up if you're cool in any way or if you're warm. You might want to keep those blankets off of you. Enjoy these next moments as you rest, allowing rejuvenation for mind, body, and spirit. Soften the features of your face if you're clenching the jaw or squeezing those eyes. Bringing awareness to your space. to your physical presence. Begin by taking a full breath in through your nose. With gratitude, sigh and release this breath. Invite that next breath in as you begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes, wrists, and ankles. Letting that head rock side to side, awakening the neck and the spine. Then as you inhale, take that full morning stretch, and as you exhale, give yourself a big hug. Take your time as you roll over to that right side of the room and then rise up into a comfortable seat on your time. As you make your way into a comfortable seated position, we'll bring our hands into prayer and at our heart space, drawing a full breath in through our nose and exhale, letting that breath go. The divine in me salutes and honors the divine love and light in each of you. It is with grace, it is with gratitude that I thank each of you. From my heart to yours, have a beautiful day and a wonderful weekend. Namaste.